Now is Mike Schmitz. Mike, so many of us have never seen Luka Doncic. How do his skills translate to the NBA?
Well, he doesn't quite have the freakish tools or the upside of a DeAndre Ayton, but there's no better basketball player in this draft than Luka Doncic, a 19-year-old with the veteran savvy and the skill set we haven't seen in a long time. Where Doncic's game really pops is in transition, pushing with pace. You know, he's not quite a Ben Simmons level athlete, but there's that same type of excitement when he pushes in the open floor. In the half court, he's a ball screen savant. He's the best passer in this draft with the vision and the IQ of a point guard, but the size of a forward at 6'8". Then he's a shot maker off the bounce. He creates space with step backs. He has deep range on his three ball. And we've seen time and time again, this 19-year-old kid is not afraid of the moment. So to me, Luka Doncic is the most ready to contribute prospect in this draft, and his versatile skill set is going to fit at any team in the top 5.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Doncic from a family of basketball players. Interesting subplot in Luka's draft. Look at this, is that the Phoenix Suns hired a new coach, Igor Kokoshkov, recently. He was the coach for Doncic and the Slovenian national team on their way to winning Eurobasket last summer. In fact, Luka offered congratulations to his former coach via Twitter back on May the 2nd. Well, Woj, speaking of the Western Conference, Suns there, another major player tonight, Los Angeles Clippers. What do you make of their situation moving forward?
This is a really important draft for the Clippers, having potentially 2 picks in the lottery. Their new president of basketball operations, Lawrence Frank, has probably scouted more games, practices globally and here in college basketball as any executive in the league. They have not drafted well in recent years. They've missed on a lot of first-round picks. And under his regime now, they have to start getting an influx of young players who can develop into rotation and potentially star-level players for the Clippers, but it's got to start with this draft.
Yeah, disappointing season for the Clippers, trading away Blake Griffin, losing Chris Paul less than 12 months ago, too. Well, the possibility of 2 lottery picks gives the Clippers a lot of ammunition entering the draft. For more on the Clippers situation, we send it down to Cassidy, who's standing by with the Clippers consultant and NBA legend, the Logo, Jerry West.
Thanks, Jonesy. Here with the Logo, the Hall of Famer, and the top consultant for the Los Angeles Clippers. And Jerry, recently you said this Clipper squad was stuck with nowhere to go before the Blake Griffin trade. But tonight, you have a chance at 2 top 14 picks tonight. Where do you envision the future of this franchise going?
Well, the lifeblood for any league or any organization is a new talent you bring in. We have a very select group of players, to be honest with you. Only 60 are drafted. And to have a chance to draft 2 players, possibly at the top, well, right now 12 and 13, I think it's pretty good. But we know we're going to get younger players. We know we're going to have to develop them. We know we're going to have to work with them. It's like raising a young family again. But it gives us an opportunity to have 2 kids that will bring some stability to the franchise and also be able to control a player if he's good enough for 9 years, to be honest with you. So it's an exciting night for us. You know, our odds are not very good of moving up. We understand that. But just to have a chance to be in a position to draft 2 players like this is really important for the future of any team.
And it's a continuation of a new era for you guys. I do want you to put your player hat on a bit. You were drafted 2nd overall back in 1960, okay? Can you take us through what your draft process was like and how different it is from today?
Well, I found out I was drafted the next day. And it was, I didn't even know if I'd get drafted, to be honest, even though I had a college career that was a lot different than most players. I didn't even know I was going to get drafted. And when I got drafted to number 2, I said to myself, that's pretty cool. But, you know, I see all these kids coming around here now that are going to be future NBA players. And this NBA lottery, the attention it draws. And I think it really tells you what people think about this. They're hoping to find a difference maker, a star. I'm not talking about I'm talking about a superstar. In my opinion, there's probably only 5 or 6 of them in the whole league. If you can get one of those people and develop him and keep him, it does wonders for a franchise, and certainly for the NBA also. You have an opportunity for people to see these young players coming into the league grow. This league it's amazing where it's come from, that's for sure.
Well, thank you so much, and good luck in this seat tonight.
Well, as I say, I'll probably go to sleep because I think we got no, not really, but we've got like I think put the two together, like 0.9% chance to win.
Don't go to sleep. Keep the hope alive. Jonesy, back to you.
Oh, no, Jerry, you got to stay awake. Doc Rivers did a great job coaching, by the way, this year, despite all the games they lost to injury. Jay, earlier you talked about your top 5. Who's in that next group in your top 10, 6 through 10?
I'll put the logo to sleep right now.
Go ahead.
Number 6, I would have Wendell Carter Jr. Of Duke, an excellent big guy, two-handed rebounder, physically ready right now, and really skilled. I think an underrated offensive talent. Next, I've got Colin Sexton from Alabama, who's a transition point guard, long-armed, an open floor player that can get downhill. Not a great shooter, but I think he can improve in that range. But speaking of range, Trae Young from Oklahoma is a great shooter. He's got logo range. When he steps across half court, he's got to be guarded. An excellent passer, maybe a little bit small, and some questions defensively with Trae Young. Number 9, Michael Porter Jr. of Missouri. He was gone all year with an injury, but he's got size, versatility, very, very skilled, and can really shoot it. And then number 10, I've got Mikal Bridges of Villanova. He's a redshirt junior coming out, so he's just about 22 years old, long-armed, and a guy who can defend multiple positions, and an excellent catch-and-shoot player that can really stretch the floor. Not the type of guy that's going to get his own shot, but he's going to be a starter in the league for a long time.
Your thoughts on that, Woj?
Well, I think especially for Trae Young, his ability to get stronger, more physical going into this draft. He spent the last month in California. I saw him earlier. He's gained 11 pounds of muscle, up to 183 pounds, and that will allow him to defend his position, the bigger, stronger point guards in the league, and finish at the rim better.
Interesting. You guys mentioned Trae Young a moment ago, and he's standing by along with Colin Sexton with our Cassidy Hubbard.
Thanks, Jonesy, here with 2 standout guards, and you 2 squared off against each other this year. So let me ask you this, Colin. What do you think of Trae's game?
Oh, he's a good player. He had us on our heels the whole game because you never knew if he was going to shoot it or drive, as well as get his teammates involved.
Well, what about you, Trae? What do you think about? What do you like about Colin's game?
You see it. He's a relentless player, very, very hard competitor, competes on both ends the whole 40 minutes. And, he's a competitor, and that's what I love about going up against him.
I know you've heard it, but there's so much talk about how your game and your range is Steph Curry-like. But who would you say you've looked up to in the basketball world?
My favorite player of all time is Steve Nash. How cerebral he is, how he can score from all 3 levels. He's just been my favorite player growing up, and I've watched a lot of film over him. And hopefully one day I can look back and say I achieved a lot of the things he did.
Well, Colin, you're expected to be the first draft pick from Alabama since 2008. How would you sum up what your journey's been like under Coach Avery right now?
It's been a roller coaster as well as a learning experience because you just can't go in there and know it all. You have to learn. And I felt like he helped me this past year at Alabama.
Well, no pressure tonight, just fun. Hope you guys have a good time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Jonesy, back to you.
Thanks, Cassidy. And coming up after the lottery, last year's 3rd overall pick, Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics try to take a commanding 2-0 series lead against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But first, when we come back, a sit-down interview with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. More from the lottery when we come back.